Hello and good morning and good evening, viewers from around the world. Once again, I'm Bolakum, your former South Sudan diplomatic communication officer, Washington, D.C., New York, Juba. So, I just want to take this opportunity to respectfully appreciate all the boys of South Sudanese collectively who were shocked by events of Kual Manyang's statement in Juba. And I'm sure Kual Manyang himself, I'm told he was not aware of the severity of his statement to the world. Now he have understood that he no longer lives in an island where such conversation can be allowed. He understood. I also want to take this opportunity to thank the community of Twitch East for excellent job of what they have done during the weekend, opening a new center where they will be able to meet and discuss issues pertaining their diaspora experience and their diaspora situation. All of us in the United States, Canada, Australia, and beyond, we have had always deep inside our heart carry the message of hope, the message of unity, the message of rebuilding our life and participate in the community developmental projects. Just that we find ourselves not having partners in Juba and in the government to be able to help us realize our potential dreams of bringing modern ideas back to South Sudan in order to participate in the rebuilding process. So also news making headline of this week, they are all positive news. The fact that Dr. Riek Machar will be released with his detainees together is a hopeful message. The United States government would continue to participate behind the scene in helping bring an end to issues of South Sudan dividing, war-mongering parties. This is a time in history where we're supposed to be working in rebuilding our unity rather than continue having war among ourselves. But the political elites in Juba, who see nothing wrong in the country but only see the opposition as potential threat to their powers, reason why the country is at war. This war that we find ourselves in, the death of more than 20,000 innocent civilians from the death of Gerald Majordak and his troop in the Nasser area to the present, it has been that long. The bombardment of innocent civilians, there's no country on earth that celebrates chaos, but South Sudan seems to be that kind of country. As long as continue war, it benefits the narrative of the government playing victims of a system they themselves design and expect us just to bend the will into. Back to Kual Manyang again. I'm sure by now Kual Manyang have realized the old political way in the SPLM days when a general would just show up and speak however they want, no consequence at all about what is it that they're talking about. Hope that the society would just celebrate, clap. Those days are over, Mr. Kual Manyang Duke. And I would advise of you to seriously restrain yourself from making such type of comments. We're not enemies of South Sudan. We sons and daughters of South Sudan, including your own children, where Tong and Duke and others live. This is our country. This is the country that you, our fathers, told us, go get educated, come back and help us rebuild. Now we are here just demanding fair shot of opportunity. We are told to go and eat dogs and frog and lizard, suggesting that those are the only thing that we can find to eat because we're a bunch of lazy people who don't know how to work. I think by now, Mr. Kwalmanyang, you probably might have seen the reactions of South Sudanese across the globe about those statements. I would advise of you, if you want your children to be part of this generation where I am and many others are, please respect the generation. Suffering does not amount to laziness. The so-called youth that you describe lazy, they just needed opportunity. The same opportunity that you gave your children to participate in the government, the same opportunities that Salva Kiir Mayardit gave his children, the same opportunities that Makonaloet gave his son, are the same opportunities South Sudanese youth are asking. They're just asking fairness. We understand not everybody's going to be working in the government, but where's the peace? Where are the economic opportunities? Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? If it was easy, you could just survive on eating dog and frog. I'm not so sure you'd be wearing suit right now as a presidential advisor. The advice you're giving to South Sudanese, I'm not even so sure you would give it to yourself, Mr. Kwalmanyang. So having said that, it is a very unfortunate statement, and I hope you have learned your misspoken concept out of that. The release of Dr. Riek Machar and other detainees is a positive toward rebuilding peace in South Sudan. South Sudan is our country. It's all of us creating it. Although there are few elements right now feel entitled that this is their country more than all of us. And then there's this narrative that we are just only 12 million people. That statement is incorrect. It is debunked. You cannot just theorize the idea that the population of South Sudan is 12 million. If we are 12 million, then why is it that we are still suffering? We should be the best. 12 million should not be suffering under this government. I dispute the narrative that we are 12 million. We are 60-something million people. As vast the land of South Sudan look like, if a small country of Uganda has only 49 million people, how do you convince me that the whole entire South Sudan is 12 million? That narrative is not correct. Moving forward, here's what I suggest to the government of Salva Kiir Mayardit and the government of Kwalmanyang and the leaders. The diaspora are not the enemy. It is you, the government, who are the enemy of the system. You corrupted the system. You misappropriate resources of the country. You arrest dissidents' voices, and you expect all of us just to bend to the will. Here's what I suggest we can do. Do you remember what Teach East have done during the weekend? That kind of model of opening centers across the globe would be to me a well-spent money. If the government of South Sudan just take about $10 million, goes around the globe, open what you call South Sudanese centers, where these young men and young women will gather and discuss their own issues, forge a line, a relationship between each other, communities. This would give South Sudanese government a leverage to be able to use that space to communicate directly with the communities around those states. If there were centers of South Sudanese community here in the United States, and we have good relationship with the government of South Sudan, I guarantee you we will be able to bring politicians here in the United States like we have done it many few times during the SPLM and the Lado Gubek era. and while Moranyar, while Peter Miranyar era, we were able to bring our communities together. So if you want a community that work together with the government, I would suggest to the government of Kwalmanyang, government of Wanegad, government of Salva Kiir, to invest $10 million in opening community centers across the globe. Few in the United States here that will give the government the leverage, access of visa transit to be able to come to the United States and dialogue with us and mingle with us, and hopefully we can be able to help them in terms of things that are causing them difficulties. Australia, Canada, and beyond. That would be something that the South Sudanese will find beneficial in terms of using those resources allocation to build centers that allow them to forge alliance and community gathering. It has been done before in the early 1970s. Idi Amin went across the globe, created something called Uganda House. If you go to London, you'll find a Uganda House. If you go to Paris, you'll find a Uganda House. Hell, if you go to Washington, D.C., you'll find a Uganda House. If you'll be looking for a Ugandan embassy in the world, you will never find what you call Ugandan embassy. But if you ask anybody, Ugandan house, they'll show you where Uganda House is. Even us, South Sudanese, we were able to rent our embassy in New York. It's rented inside Uganda House. That kind of a place around the world give public interest to engage with the government. So I would suggest government of Salva Kiir Mayardit and his group to invest $10 million on creating South Sudanese community space where South Sudanese community can be able to seriously engage on issues that are affecting them, affecting their children, affecting relationship between the diaspora and back at home. That's what you call moral leadership. If you want to succeed in terms of forging public relationship. And so that's a suggestion. Now, with the release of Dr. Riek Machar and his group, it will calm down the ongoing nightmare situation and will stop the killing of innocents that is now rampant across the country. Also, among the list of people to be released, including Bolmel, including some other government officials who are under house arrest, will be released. Part of the reason Bolmel is going to be released because the president will be traveling to northern Barghazal in the Awil areas to commemorate the memorial of Chief Sultan Malongiyor and Kwalmel, who happened to be also Bolmel father. And for that, bringing Bolmel along with him will actually give him more reception, welcome in Madinga Awil, something that was brought to my attention, which is good. And it also will give the president the leverage to explain himself. How is it that he can allow the sons and daughters of Madinga Awil to be slaughtered in a broad daylight in Juba areas and elsewhere? And what does he plan to do anything about it? Is he going to hold these people accountable? And I think it's a strategy based on trying to please the people of Madinga Awil for the government mess that they found themselves in. So to me, it's still a good, anything that brings peace among the community is still a good thing, regardless of how it was intended, regardless what the decision behind is. And to my newer community, wherever you are, we love you. You guys are great South Sudanese, like millions of us. We only have one island country called South Sudan. The flag of South Sudan doesn't say Dinka, doesn't say Nuer, it doesn't say anybody. It says all of us, we the people of South Sudan. So I would advise to seriously not take law into our own hand and destroy the very country that we've worked so hard to try to create. I understand the disappointment, the betrayal, and all that has happened to your community. I'm well aware of it. But I would still suggest, let's find a place in our heart to bring about peace to our communities, about harmonious existence as brothers and sisters we used to be during our liberation days. As John Garang acknowledged, that without the contribution of Nuer, there would have never been anything, SPLM, SPLA, that we now know today that few individuals claim to be theirs. SPLM, SPLA was a continuation of Anyanya too, and under Abdallah Chol, Gaitut, William Yon, Carbino, Kwanyin Bol, Arokton Arok, and the list goes on. And majority of Arwa, Hamza were men of Nuer descent who happened to help John Garang achieve the victory of creating SPLM, SPLA to the present. So that rich history cannot be buried based on tribal sentiment or based on disappointment or betrayal. I would still insist to continue to be good citizens, be good brothers and sisters, swallow our differences, and continue to support the country that we all love called South Sudan. So I've reached my conclusion statement, friends. I just want to bring to your attention headlines that are making news toward the weekend that is coming up on Friday and beyond. In summary, Dr. Riek Machar and his detainees will be released, part of pressure by the United States, C5, South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, and African Union demand, and the United Nations. So there's a lot of pressure going on. Bolomel will be released with some other detainees, part of a bargain relationship between Madinga Will and President Salva Kiir, who is actually be visiting Northern Barghazal in commemorations with celebrating life of Sultan Malongiyor and also Sultan Kuala Mel, who happened to be the sons of Madinga Will, and Kuala Mel happened to be the father of Bola Mel. And Bola Mel will accompany the president and a bunch of other Madinga Will leaders to express condolence to the people of Madinga Will based on their sons and daughters that were massacred in a broad daylight, and through other criminals activities that were carried out by the government, and government will use that occasion to address the reality on the ground. So those are summaries of what is making up the headline news, and we'll continue to monitor. Any update will be the first to help you understand them. I'm just one of you. I'm here in the diaspora, but I have at least some few strings that I can pull from different directions to create about our awareness. And again, I had appealed to our communities of Nuer to not allow politicians in Juba destroy our rich Nilotic heritage and to destroy our relationship that has existed beyond politics. Let's continue to love each other, care about each other, see each other as brothers, and continue to work together. We will disagree and will agree in certain areas of our political existence. So those are heads up conversations toward the week. Also brought to Kwalmanyang awareness that he, from now on, watch what you say publicly, because you've seen millions of South Sudanese reacting to your comments of asking the youth to eat dogs and frogs and lizard, and because you perceive them to be a bunch of lazy people who don't want to work, when you and your government not able to provide job opportunities or security or an environment where this youth that you are accusing bunch of lazy people not able to demonstrate their ability to work. I believe the only youth that are hardworking youth, in according to Kwalmanyang, these are their children, the one that have been appointed in different government positions. I think in their mind, these are the hardworking youth. But I guarantee you, the average youth can do a much better job than Kwalmanyang daughter or than anybody else's son. We all have the potential. We all have the abilities. It's just that there are no opportunities. So moving forward to Kwalmanyang or any government official, you must restrain yourself insulting a massive population of South Sudanese. Today in Kwalmanyang observation, youth are a bunch of lazy, but if war comes today, you will be the first person to cry, youth, where are you to come and help us? So we are good when it comes to war. But when it comes to service, we are a bunch of lazy people who cannot be supported. And that kind of narrative, Mr. Kwalmanyang and the leaders of South Sudan, is not going to work. The country is not you. The country is all of us, we the people. In any constitutional democracy around the world, the country always begins with we the people. It doesn't begin with we the leadership. It begins we the people. It is we the people who make up the country. Leaders are supposed to be public servants to the people. Whatever the public demand, the leaders are supposed to bend to that will. But it is opposite in South Sudan. In South Sudan, you, the citizens, are asked to bend to the will of the leaders. And this is where we are having difficulties of misunderstanding each other. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to an end of my speech. I look forward for providing you the summary of the week by Friday, God willing. May God be with you, and may God continue to support all of us South Sudanese.